What's up, guys? Welcome back to a very exciting episode. In this episode, we are going to be revealing a brand new build. As you guys can see by the title up top, and as you guys can see by the intro, we have bought ourselves a 2018 BMW M6 competition package with carbon ceramic brakes and only 16,000 miles. So before we start off showing you guys the car, because it has a lot of damage, I want to go over some quick specs. So this thing here is a 4.4 V8 twin turbo with 518 pounds of torque and 600 horsepower. It does a cracking 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds for a big boat like this with 4 passengers. That is very darn impressive. Unfortunately, it doesn't do that 0 to 60 right now because the car doesn't run, doesn't start, and it's got some serious suspension damage. Another thing to notice is the fact that it has carbon ceramic brakes. You guys got to realize that that right there is probably like a what, $10,000–$15,000 option from dealer?
$10,000.
Huh?
$10,000 option.
$10,000 option, and we did buy the actual what is it called, the dealer price list, sticker price, and it was $155,000 for this package right over here. Let's go ahead and start getting right into the damage, and we're just gonna start from the front end because I already got the hood popped open, and it doesn't look too bad up here, doesn't it? I mean, it's all right. It doesn't look scary. I mean, it's all right until you go up under here. So it seems like we got some pretty serious damage inside there, and that's the oil cooler right there. And this right here, let me show you, right here. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that anyhow? Dangling? Yeah. That right there is a connection from the oil cooler. And this motor is very sensitive, and that is creeping me out because if this engine didn't have oil for any time at all, I'm very afraid that that motor is blown. And I know the price of that motor is about $10–15,000 for a used one. With low miles like 16,000, it's gonna be awfully hard to find one. If we have to replace it, just gonna give us, or just gonna dig us into a bigger trench. So what we gotta do is, first thing, obviously show you guys the whole entire car, and then the next episode we're gonna tear it apart and start ordering parts. And as you guys can see, we still have snow around here. The RS5 is right here, and the GTR is inside the frame bench. Yes, we are recording this early, but that way we can get all the parts gathered together and make these episodes back to back on a repair process on this car over here. Moving on forward, we're gonna need to replace the hood, a couple of panels under here. It seems like the apron and the actual frame, I'll show you what I'm talking about. The actual rebar here and the frame seems to be perfectly straight, so that's not really anything scary. Headlight, a couple of plastics over here. This thing is flooded with plastics. It seems like the hood closes fine, so the locks and all this stuff up here, most of the radiators seem to be fine. We got a little air duct broken here, although we did glance under the car when the car was on the frame, on the tow truck, and we saw that one of the radiators was busted. So prior to anything, prior to getting the car started, probably we're gonna try to start the episode, or this car, in episode 3. And next episode we're gonna do a deeper evaluation, meaning like we're gonna tear apart the whole front end, and we do have some scary damage in the back rear over there alongside with the rear of this car. So stay tuned, guys. This is gonna be a pretty impressive rebuild here alongside with a pretty impressive vehicle once it's fully complete. I think we're gonna go stage 2 on it, so it should be around 800 horsepower, like 740 or somewhere around there. I haven't really looked at the specs. Wheels are really ugly in my opinion. Take a look at those. Those are competition spec wheels. So I'm not too sure if these are exactly competition spec wheels or they're just the 2018 restyling wheels, but we have them. They're ugly. We're gonna change them. That's all you guys gotta know. But right now I want to acknowledge this carbon ceramic brake. Look at that fitment on this brake caliper first of all, and this, you know, fitment on the rotor. That is just absolutely crazy stuff. I'm curious onto what the fit or the feeling of these carbon ceramic brakes are. Apparently what you can do is just stomp them brakes 24/7 and you're not gonna have any problems, not gonna have any kind of brake feel like dampening, getting weaker or anything like that. But we'll see later once we get this car on its feet. Let's go ahead and continue looking at the vehicle. This door is gonna get replaced. It has just too much damage, and the doors are both aluminum. The quarter panel luckily is metal. We have some damage up here, this pillar section, dog bone, I don't know what you want to call this. This section is all gonna come out. We're gonna get it with a spot welder, you know, spot dent puller, gonna knock it out, hammer it back into a spec. We're not gonna replace anything here. It's not really that big of a damage here to get any kind of cutting or anything like that done. The window is busted out. We're gonna look at the interior in a little bit, but let's continue walking around the whole vehicle. So this rear door is aluminum as well, and I'm not too good with aluminum repairs, but I'm gonna go ahead and try, see if I can tackle this damage. So the damage goes like so. Right there's the damage. You can see a little funny dent here. This body line has to come out probably about, you know, maybe from at the most point like half an inch, should be out like right around there in order to flow in back into its space. But anyways, we're gonna get this situated and sorted out. The first thing we gotta do is get the car on its feet. That's my first order of operation. And after that, or on its feet, and the car started moving basically on its own power in order for us to get it onto the frame machine and just in order to get working on it. Let's go ahead and look here. We have some damage on the quarter panel. I'm not sure what exactly happened, how this car flew into what and what happened where, but it'd be awesome to find out from the original owner. So if you guys know whose car this was, it's kind of cool that my whole YouTube fan base finds these owners so quick, and shout out to you guys that put in the extra work to do that. Appreciate you, man. Carbon ceramic brakes in the rear as well, not as massive as the front ones, but still don't need them that strong up here or rear here, because mainly all your braking power is from the front. If you slam the rear brakes, it's kind of like pulling the e-brake. Your rear end is gonna get out loose from under you. Show you guys some more scary damage. There's a lot of damage, so just stay tuned. Right here we have a little bit of funny damage, but this is fiberglass. Kind of interesting how this is fiberglass. We might be able to pull it off and fix it. I'm thinking right now what to do is clean out that inside over there, fill it in with some epoxy, clamp it down, and then either fiberglass resin the top and then do this body line again, or just fill it in with some really strong glue, some really industrial like body shop stuff. I'm not sure yet. We'll see once it's in the shop. Once we're focusing on little things like this, we'll get here. But I want to show you guys what exactly I'm talking about, the scary stuff. This is one of them right here. There's actually 3 things that really concern me on this car. So first things first is the oil cooler up front and the motor. That kind of ties together. A little bit sketchy, honestly. It's an expensive motor. Second thing is right over here. So if we look, that floor panel has a fat hole in it. If I'm not mistaken, that's where the battery is, correct? Is that the battery in there?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
I think so. That's the battery right there. Yeah, it is the battery. So that's the second thing that's kind of concerning me. The exhaust is completely torn out. It's got that AMG style side exit exhaust. No, but I think we're gonna get an aftermarket exhaust. We're gonna make this thing sound like a beast. But this is the other thing that's concerning me, because to replace this, you got to pull the rear body panel out, and I don't want to replace this. So what I'm going to try to do is fix this. I think we can get this repaired. I think we can make it look pretty darn OEM and weld it all up, seam sealed, and looking beautiful. So that's going to be a challenge of its own. Stay tuned for the videos on this. It's going to be kind of exciting how I get this done, if I can get it done, and I'm praying that I can get it done, because it's gonna be a pain in the butt to disassemble everything just to replace that floor pan. Let's go ahead and continue going around here. This is the third and sketchiest part over here. Boom. What in the world is going on with this wheel? I don't know just yet, but in the next episode, we're gonna tear this car apart and pick up this wheel and see what is going on over here. If you look inside here, you can see a destroyed carbon ceramic brake, and just so you know, a carbon ceramic brake, used one, is just about $2,500, just the rotor, no caliper. Both those things are destroyed on this side here, and that just ran up our bill by a lot. Gas cap is broken here, and I'm a little bit worried to what extent the subframe damage is on this inside of the wheel. I didn't know what to expect. Very happy that this quarter panel is safe, and this is the door that is safe as well. Basically 2 panels that are completely safe on the car, although I did just notice a little dent, but that is nothing to worry about. We're gonna get that fixed, and since basically the whole car is gonna get painted, we're gonna have to paint this quarter panel as well. Let's actually think about it, bro. Ooh, what was that? This whole car is gonna get painted. Literally, this whole car is gonna get, every single panel on this car is gonna get painted besides the roof. Pretty cool. One more door with some damage right here. And once again, it is an aluminum door. There's some damage here, some damage down here. We'll see if I can pull this off and if I can fix it. We have not looked under the car just yet, but kind of glanced at it, we didn't like, you know, detailed look at it. From what we're seeing, it's pretty clean under there, right?
Yeah.
For the most part, just like
no oil leaks, nothing crazy.
Oil leak, yeah, nothing crazy. For the most part, it's clean. It seems like he either like flew onto some ditch or like rolled it on its side. I have no idea how this even happened. It's such an interesting hit.
Because it's all around.
It's all around, and it's nothing like insane. For example, it's not like, you know, quarter panel just smashed on one side. Where that car actually was hit by a police car. So it's very interesting to know. But we're gonna have to order a mirror on the other side, a whole complete door for that other side. These sides here, I think we're gonna pull this off and fix it. I'm not too sure. Maybe if we can get a good deal on this door. If you guys have a lead on anyone that can get us some parts, that would be amazing. But if I'm not mistaken, this door is not closed. Oh yeah, it wasn't closed. So the gap was kind of funny. But yes, both front fenders are plastic. Look at that. That's so interesting. A lot of people don't know that, and they're like, oh, what the heck, plastic fenders? It's funny because I don't know if that does any compensation to the weight or anything. Although what I do like about plastic fenders is they don't dent. You can hit them, you can chip them, but they don't dent.
You can crack them, but they don't dent.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of the car all around. Very expensive parts. Very expensive parts. Front bumper complete is what, like 2.5K?
It's crazy expensive. I didn't even know.
Yeah, so guys, you got to think about it. We're buying almost every body panel on this car. So it's gonna rack up to a lot. It's gonna rack up to a lot, but it's gonna be a very exciting car with low miles. And my main thing is I want that motor. I want to hear that motor. That's it. After I hear that motor, my hope is gonna get restored. So stay tuned for that episode. Let's go ahead and hop onto the interior. The interior is very unique, very cool looking. It is a Gran Coupe, so it's kind of like a coupe, but not. But it has that extra 2 doors in the rear. So like if you step in from the rear, it's got like this coupe feeling here. So coupes usually have this, you know, where you can adjust the seats from the rear. And then it's a 4-passenger, so it's not a 5-seater, it's not 3 seats in the back here. We have a little thing, it says Gran Coupe over here, nice and neat. These seats are very bolster-like, very luxury. I'm sure they're very comfy as well. I don't think I can fit in that one because this seat is pulled back all the way. But very clean interior. Only disappointing part on the interior so far is that this seat has a little bit of wear and tear, which, come on, 16,000 miles. Just pull this up. Going on into the interior, you guys can see what I was talking about, that glass being completely destroyed. Hopefully it didn't ruin anything more. I see some glass inside this vent, which we're gonna have to vacuum out. But look at these small doors. These doors are pretty small because this car is, from what I'm assuming, is designed to be 2 doors. And a Gran Coupe is kind of like a two door styling, but 4 doors incorporated, if that makes any sense at all. I don't know what I'm talking about. So this here, very complex, but at the same time nice and clean. I like it. Soft leather here, soft leather everywhere on this panel. Yep, that's soft leather. Soft leather, got a speaker. Simple layout, typical BMW stuff. Nice carbon fiber weave on this trim here. I like it. I like BMW. Yes, a lot of people say that it's not as impressive as Mercedes, and that is correct, but still, it is nice and neat and good looking. Going on here, we have a bunch of features. That looks like some lane thingy, some lane thingy, and then some information thingy. I'm guessing is because of the heads-up display over here. So we got a heated steering wheel. This car is optioned out. Literally, it's really optioned out. We looked it up on the sticker price, or the dealership sticker, and it's nice and juicy optioned out. Going on here, we have all the typical BMW M stuff as well. Traction control off, engine, beast mode right here, suspension and steering wheel, tighter, looser, transmission, how it shifts, aggressive, and how it holds the RPMs, camera, and park sensors. So pretty simple over here. This layout is nice and neat. It is designed to be a roomy car. So for example, I'm sitting here and I have a lot of room. For example, I have, you know, it's big. It's nice. I don't know how that makes sense, but
it's a big car. It's
a big car. You feel like a boss sitting here, I'm not gonna lie. Another thing is the cool roof here. So if I turn on a camera, you can see the different materials. So we got a leather here, and then we got some suede Alcantara material over here. Kind of cool. I like it. We were initially thinking of doing a Starlight on the roof, just because it's like a boss car. but we don't know how that's gonna work out. So maybe we'll hit our boys up at L&D Solutions and see if they can make some Starlight inside this leather. But then again, I don't know. It kind of like this look right here. I honestly don't know. Anyways, as for the airbags, we have 2 current airbags that are blown both sides. Steering wheel airbag, knee airbag on driver's side. And I'm assuming both the, well, this seatbelt works here. This one is locked up. Here's what I'm talking about, the wear. You see that wear? Like, come on. Super low miles, but you got wear still already? It's wear still already. That makes no sense, but wear already. Besides that, carbon fiber up here. Nice little glove box here. Small glove box. Kind of flows into that panel. Seats are pretty cool. Look at all this bolstering. Guessing that adjusts. Oh, this is up and down. And then I'm sure these adjust. Maybe get tighter or looser. Yeah, we got a little wireless charging pad here. Pretty cool. I don't know. I've been in so many BMWs. It's pretty sick. I like this as well, this leather. So once it's cleaned up nice and clean, it looks, the whole dash is leather, so it's sick. It's not like a plastic, any kind of material. Leather look, and yeah. Pretty sick.
Oh yeah.
Right here we have some heated seats, some cooling seats. Pretty standard, I'm guessing, on newer cars. Nothing crazy impressive. But from what I've heard on these vehicles, it's just a crazy drive experience. It's super smooth, it's super quiet, and you look at the speedometer, it just hauls, like, oh, just keeps going. There's no, like, you know, lag. There's nothing funny over there. But yeah, that's the car over here. I'm very excited. I like this car. I like the color. I think it's definitely gonna pop, and I hope you guys enjoy all the episodes on this vehicle, since we're trying to get cars with more episodes, more work, just so you guys will be more entertained, and this is fun for us. I want you guys to take a closer look at this carbon ceramic brake, and just look at all those patterns and weaves or whatever that stuff is made out of. That carbon right here, that composite stuff, is like fiberglass. I have legit no idea what I'm talking about, but that's what it looks like. Kind of cool. Maybe we can keep this as a little souvenir. Another thing I want to notice or mention is that this car has no frames. So the windows have no frames. It's kind of cool. I think it's kind of a Gran Coupe thing. Well, it's a coupe thing, that's for sure, but Gran Coupe has got the word coupe in it. So I wanted to make this intro video just a little bit shorter than I typically do, but I basically showed you guys everything about it, and I wanted to keep your attention throughout the whole video. So if you did watch it to the very end, I appreciate you so much. Go ahead and leave a comment down below what you guys think of this build, and if you have any parts or know the old owner, go ahead and leave that info down below. Don't forget to follow my Instagram at BYBTim. I will be posting sneak peeks and things like that on Instagram. Also, little mini giveaways, raffles, and cool things like that. Just in general, try to be more active with my audience. But for now, you guys have a good rest of the day. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Honestly, this is a beautiful car, and it's gonna be one sick beauty once it is done. We're finally filling in the 1M rebuild, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6, and the last thing we have is an M8. Unfortunately, we can't afford an M8 just yet, but soon. With all that being said, you guys have a good one.